Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. Glad you could join me here. It's a beautiful weekend in store for us, and it's the last official day of summer, Justin. How are you going to celebrate? Bonfire? Singing songs? Marshmallows? No? No? Sleep. Well, anyways, it's been an interesting summer, been an interesting season since winter anyways, but it's finishing up strong, and this week has been absolutely awesome. I got 3 bike rides in, and for me, that's pretty stellar. It's just been really nice, cool mornings and warm afternoons and evenings and so on. And I always tell people I live in the West County, and as you're riding on your bike or you just open the window running along Route 20 or 394, the grapes are in season. They're harvesting, and it's a fragrance that just, wow, it compares to nothing. It's just absolutely gorgeous day and smells, and wow. And I see a lot of the fruit stands are full of vegetables. I stopped at our local one right in Ripley and bought some squash and some tomatoes and a little melon for $1. I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't opened it up yet. Hopefully it's good. And we talk about this here all the time, but so much goes on in Chautauqua County, and especially this time of year. It's harvest season. You know, lots of fresh corns and a lot of your apples and pears. My pears they're blowing right up on the tree. Gotta be careful it doesn't break the branches. The blueberry season is just about over, but it was a pretty good season. So a lot of good stuff going on. The dairy, and a lot of your Amish folks, they bring their produce to your farmers markets and things like that. So don't hesitate to check it out, because it's right out of the ground from right here in Chautauqua County, and that's really good for you. All right, so enjoy your last day of summer here, and tomorrow looks like it's going to be a hangover from today, so I guess we're supposed to be in the 80s and that. So good morning to everybody that's watching live today. And right now I want to say good afternoon to all my friends and listeners at WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, 1 o'clock here on Tuesday. Thanks for joining us, and we've got a very interesting show in store for you, as we always do. And for those in in Jamestown, this is going to be interesting because there is a center of discussion that we're going to be talking about that'll involve folks in Jamestown. So stay tuned. All right. So if you are interested and throughout the show while we're live from 9 to 10 Saturday mornings, give us a call, 753-5225. And the reason why I give you that phone number, because I've only got 2 pages of announcements today. This is the skinniest set of announcements I've had in months. What's going on out there, people? Is this just the lull, the summer lull? We're going into fall and nothing's going on? Well, you know, you got spaghetti dinners, you have fundraisers, you have wine festivals, all that sort of thing. Please, please, please don't hesitate to send it to us. And there's the information right there. You can go to our Facebook page, you can Twitter us, you can send it directly here to the station here in Mayville. You can find me on Facebook and get my information off of there, or you can just call in. And Randy's on the other end of the phone. Randy's a very nice guy. He'll write down the information. You can bring it into right here in the studio where I'm at, or Jeff can relay the information right through my earpiece. We're happy, more than happy, to share that information, because we're all Chautauqua County here, and you know that I'm really high on Chautauqua County and want everybody to know what's going on to the best of our ability. And I know that a lot of organizations don't have a lot of money for advertising and ads and things like that. This is free of charge, and we get to thousands of people, hundreds of people. In fact, we go around the world because we're on YouTube and Facebook, so we can cover, you know, lots of folks if you care to. So don't be shy. All right, let's see what I got here. Well, you've been hearing me talk about our new dog at home. Well, I used to think we were having paranormal experiences at the house because things kept disappearing. And I think I mentioned when we found half of a water container missing, and then a cup missing. Well, this week we had things appear. Like, what? Yeah, that's what I said. What? We had 3 rocks about this size show up in the middle of the living room. And Barb says, where did these come from? I go like, what? It looked like they've been sitting in water or dirt or something. And I'm thinking, I have no idea. And this dog is like a ninja. He's like cat-like. So I'm thinking, like, I don't know where these stones came from. And so then yesterday afternoon, I was just sitting around and heard this. I go, oh no, now I know where they came from. He knocked down a planter. He was taking the stones out of this cactus plant. I don't know how he didn't get the little needles in his nose, but he was stealing these stones. And he just puts them in his mouth for a while, and then he just drops them in the middle of the living room and goes gets another one. So if you got a puppy at home, wowza, good on you, because they're a lot of work. I forgot how much work they are. Last time we had a puppy was like 14 years ago, so he's keeping us busy, so he's a lot of fun. Okay, enough on the Brody story. He's a little fella in the beginning of the show that if you saw that in the opening section there. All right, I have a few things to share with you, and let me just see here. Yeah, so let's see what we got. My friend Ken Hardley has his Rolling Hills radio show, and they always write these things in such a way that I start to laugh because I know Ken, and I don't know if he writes the narratives or somebody else does, but they're usually pretty flowery and uses some interesting adjectives. So here we go. Rolling Hills Radio will present renowned Nashville songwriter, guitarist, performer Daryl Scott for the opener of season 10. Hard to believe that he's got 10 years into this. 4-time Grammy nominee, Daryl Scott is one of the most respected songwriters and performers in Americana. His outstanding musicianship has led to collaborations with Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin, Emmylou Harris, Guy Clark, Chris Cornell, Jim Lauderdale, who's been on his show before, Rascal Flatts, I've seen them, they're awesome, Olivia Newton-John, Hypnotic Clambake, and many more. Songs he wrote have been covered by others, including the Dixie Chicks, who scored a country hit with his song Long Time Gone, Garth Brooks, Brad Paisley, Patty Loveless, and Travis Tritt. Ken Berenger, Executive Director of Entertainment for Buffalo Sportsman's Tavern, says this about Daryl. 8 years ago, I had the good fortune to bring Daryl to Sportsman Tavern and have been trying to secure him ever since. Daryl is always more than busy, doesn't tour often, and seldom gets to the Northeast. The world has many great songwriters, and Daryl Scott ranks right up there at the top. If you don't know Daryl, look him up and thank me Monday, September 30th, when he performs as part of the Rolling Hills radio show there. He says he'll be in attendance as well. Then Ed Harley adds, here we go. On this show, not only will we be able to get Daryl's thoughts on his art in the state of music today, but this guy knows everyone in Americana. So interviewing him will not only reveal a lot about songwriting and performing, but maybe he can tell us some stories about the many interesting characters in this genre. Not to mention the great music that he's going to play for us. Americana is actually a style of music, and it's kind of hard to define. It's not country, it's not rock, it's not folk, but it's sort of a blend of what many of us do. And I'm part of the Americana genre, I suppose, the way I write, and my partner, Will Russell. So this guy should be really interesting. Also, September 30th marks the first show of the Rolling Hills Radio 10th season. And Harley says this has been an amazing experience all the way through the decade of the 2010s. Not only did Rolling Hills bring Americana to Jamestown, but Jamestown has welcomed the genre with great enthusiasm. On a national level, people in the industry and their fans are familiar with what we do and need little convincing to have them make the trip to our part of the world. For that, we have the community of Jamestown to thank. Okay, all live Rolling Hills Radio regular season shows takes place now at Shawbucks, across from the Jamestown Ice Arena. Doors open to all those holding and purchasing tickets at 5:30 p.m. for the Rolling Happy Hour. Food and drink are available until 6:15, which time audience members take their seats and the house lights dim. Audio and video recording begins promptly at 6:30. The bar opens again for just 10 minutes at intermission, and again after the show there's the meet and greet. And as I mentioned on the show before, that's when I got to meet Tom Paxton, the great Tom Paxton, and the meet and greet was awesome. We had a chance to talk about music a little bit and share some stories, and just a great opportunity to meet people up front and in personal that are national, international musicians and stars. There are three options that you can get your tickets. You can call 294-0416. You can go online, rollinghillsradio.org/tickets. What's the third one? Let's see here. Hang on. Or I guess you can get tickets at the door. Tickets are $25, and hang on. Tickets for September and February shows are $25. All the others season tickets are $15. This project is made possible with funds from the Decentralization Program, a re-grant program of the New York State Council of the Arts, with the support of Governor Cuomo and the New York State Legislature, and administered by Tri-County Arts Council. All right, that was a long one. Then going on in, let's see, looks like about 46 minutes, there is today, September 21st, a vendor and craft fair at Noble Winery, just down the road from here, at Hardscrabble Road in Westfield, Noble Winery. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a wide variety of items on display. Enjoy the charm of the winery. For more information, you might be able to get somebody at this number, 736-3913. And this is a big fundraiser for the Ripley Public Library. They bring in vendors and they donate certain amounts of money and so forth. And Noble Winery is a great host. And if you've never been there, it's gorgeous up there. It's like looking out to the ocean. They're up on the mid-range of the escarpment. We live above that, but it's still a very, very pretty view. So Noble Winery today between 10 and 4 p.m. and vendor and craft fair going on. Okay, then last week you watched me endure my good friend coming into the show loudly, crassly, unbelievably funny man. Rick Mascara was here, and he actually apologized to me because he didn't realize he was that loud. He just came booming into the studio on me. He has written a fabulous show called Harvest Moon 2. It's going to be on October 4 and 5 at 8 p.m. at the First Presbyterian Church in Westfield. Tickets are only $15. Now, I got to tell you about this show because I'm in it. I'm also an actor. Rick has taken a variety of personalities that he knew growing up in Westfield and has memorialized their lives in this play. And he's taken various actors, 6 of us are going to actually portray a particular individual, and then another 10 people are going to talk about various people that lived in Westfield at different times and talk about their lives and their contributions and so forth. So It's 2 acts. There's going to be some music involved and so forth. And it's going to be right in the main part of the church. I've seen snippets already, and I got to tell you, I had goosebumps because the second half of the show is dedicated to World War II and the veterans and so forth, and those veterans from Westfield who served or did not return, and they're going to be honored that night. If you're a World War II veteran, you get to come in for free both nights if you choose. Again, October 4 and 5, 8 p.m., and we'll talk about that again next week. So it's going to be a great show. Now, what do I got here? Oh, Westfield Mayville Rotary Club. I'm a president of that club. We're going to have our major fundraiser on October 19th, and many of you know it as the Gold Rush. It's been going on for many, many, many years. What it is, basically, you buy a ticket for $30. Ooh, you say $30. Yeah, but you get dinner. And from there, you get a chance to win $1,000, $100, $200, and various other small amounts, 50, 20, 10, things like that. It's a fun night, and of course, it's a fundraiser. It's the proceeds go to our Rotary Club, and all that money goes right back out to various projects that we support here in the community, scholarships and helping out at various soup kitchens and so forth. So we funnel that money right back to worthy causes and do a lot for the youth. If you're interested in getting a ticket, give Linda Dunn a call at 326-3012. You always call me or at my house. The thing about Gold Rush is it's more than just the meal. You get your meal, but then a lot of people bring their own wine or beer. You can bring in snacks and just have a fun evening as we pull tickets out, and generally I'm the MC of that. You might say, what are we going to eat? Well, you get, for your meal, a quarter Chevettas chicken, beef on weck, au gratin potatoes, pasta and sauce, salad, dessert, and a beverage. So tickets got to be bought for your meal by October 12th, because then they got to tell how many meals they need with the caterer. So please don't wait. Get your tickets right away from any Rotarian. And if you don't know where you can find a Rotarian, we meet at the Parkview Cafe just about every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. So come on down and check us out. All right, and also at the Gold Rush, there's going to be a 50-50 draw. And that always is a lot of fun, and people have taken $400 or $500 home, so it's been really good. And this year they've introduced a basket raffle, which is like a Chinese raffle, auction, I guess, where you buy a bunch of numbers, and your name is associated with the number, and you put your ticket in a basket, and whoever gets their number drawn out, you win that basket. So it should be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm going to be quiet right now. I'm going to let you watch this public service announcement, and then we're going to be right back with you and my guests. Stay tuned.
My name is Carly. I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor. I've been saved twice, so who says I can't save somebody else?
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Hey, that's so important. And being an organ donor, you can, I think this is right, that you can mark on your driver's license that you want to be an organ donor. And this way, in the event that you're in a situation where your organs could be donated to someone else, you just pass it on, pay it forward. And there are so many people in line waiting for that all-important liver, lung, whatever it is, heart, and well, something to think about anyways, and I know I'm an organ donor. All right, folks, enough on that. I've had the pleasure of talking before the show with my guest, Sara Gilbert, who's the marketing specialist from the Chautauqua Center, and welcome, Sara.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, great, and Alicia Ekstrom has been here before, and it sounds to me like you kind of replaced her.
Oh no,
There's no replacing Alicia.
No, you cannot replace Alicia.
Okay.
She's fabulous, and she is our recruiter and marketing specialist.
Okay.
But as we've grown, they've added another marketing person. So I started April 29th, and just trying to get the word out about our services, what we're doing, how we're growing, and explain to people what they might be eligible for.
Okay, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, one thing about Chautauqua Sunrise is that I like to talk about people, and I like to talk about your backgrounds and things like that, because well, people might run into you on the street and they might want to say, hey, I saw you on TV and you talked about some really cool things. So I let them to get to know you as a person and feel comfortable with you. So Sara, you told me that you were away from the county for a while, now you returned. So tell us who Sara Gilbert is and share what you like.
Sure. Well, I am a Jamestown native.
Okay.
Jamestown High School grad.
Okay.
Proud member of the Red Raider Marching Band.
Dun, 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 dun. What was your instrument?
I played the flute, and I was the drum major.
Okay.
So today is actually a big day for them. They're going to Medina to do their second competition of the year. And last year they were state champs. So.
Do you still play flute?
I do, yeah, just for fun. And that's, I've heard you play, and so.
Yeah, you've heard me play. Where'd you hear me play?
At the public market in
Did you?
Jamestown, yeah.
Oh,
So if you ever need a flute player.
Do some Jethro Tull or something?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, so I was gone for 15 years, and I lived all over. I was in Milwaukee for 9 years. I was in Phoenix, and most recently in Arkansas.
What were we doing in all those places?
It's funny. I've followed family, followed opportunities, and my sister and mom are out west. So in the end, I ended up coming back home, full circle. I love being back. I've been back about 4 years now, and I'm a homeowner in Jamestown. Just so excited to see the renaissance that's happening in Jamestown.
The whole region is in a renaissance, I think.
Yeah.
Between Buffalo and what they're doing up there, the Jamestown Renaissance, in all of our communities, lots of people are pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. So yeah, it is happening. Arkansas, when you said that, always makes me laugh because my dad always had a way of saying certain words and he used to call it Arkansas. And I go, what? Arkansas.
Yeah, I was in Arkadelphia, Arkansas.
Arkadelphia, I know where that is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've gone to Texas many times now. I would see Arkadelphia and I go,
yes.
I wonder if that's like a play on Philadelphia. Arkadelphia.
Yeah, I think the origin of the word has to do with brotherhood.
Yeah, it's Latin.
So it's like the Brotherhood of Arkansas in a way. But it was about an hour south of Little Rock.
Right.
And great community, kind of like our community here. Lots of locals that have been born and raised, lots of great farms, just salt of the earth people.
Right.
So now that I'm back, it's just really cool because as an adult, I see things that I didn't appreciate maybe as a teen or a young person. Love going out on the lake, skiing in the winter. You got it all right here.
Winter!
So I know it's right around the corner, but that's an exciting time too.
Let me ask you a question because I like to probe this particular topic. I'm not like an extensive world traveler, but we've been in 20 countries and through them or whatever, and we've traveled to 49 of the 50 states. People are the same people everywhere I go. It doesn't matter what language you speak, what religion you are, your color of skin, whatever. People are still concerned about the same things: water, good food, their housing, their children, their families, their parents, whatever. Am I right?
I agree. They say that there's similar types of people everywhere, and you almost go to a new place and you meet someone. Oh yeah, that's Jim. Oh yeah, that's Jenny. But even so, I feel like there's nothing like your hometown, and it might just be a senimental view of things. But I love the Four Seasons here, and just driving up this morning. It's so beautiful driving over the lake.
It really was.
People they're out on their boats already this morning. They're enjoying the last day of summer. So.
Right. Yeah, and I talk about this a lot. We take, I think, Chautauqua County for granted at times because we forget, the hardly any pollution. The crime rate is what the crime rate is, but it's not horrible. We've got so many resources and natural beauty here in the county, and you're not the first person I've talked to that went away and came back and said, wow, you kissed the ground, you hug the children, your family, and say, this is a good place to be in Chautauqua County.
No, it really is. I can't believe the low cost of living. So out in Phoenix, it took me 30 minutes to go 5 miles, in the morning to my job. And it was crazy, even in Milwaukee, how expensive housing was. I was never able to be a homeowner until I returned to Jamestown. I actually bought my childhood home.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just amazing. It's a historic house
Wow.
in Jamestown by Allen Park, and I just love it.
That's a beautiful area there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. People say, taxes are so high here, and the cost of living. I go check out California or wherever, like you said. So good for you. You've had that experience to appreciate that and spread the word. Okay, so the Chautauqua Center. How did you get to the Chautauqua Center and why?
I made an interesting journey. Once I came back, I started working at the Chautauqua County Health Network under Ann Abdallah.
I know Ann.
And
I call her Ann Abdullah.
brilliant woman.
Yeah.
She was a huge visionary in the creation of the Chautauqua Center. So I kind of saw more of a behind the scenes view of the different designations that were needed to get funding for something like the Chautauqua Center. And I got involved with workforce development.
Okay.
And so when this opportunity came up at the Chautauqua Center, to be honest, I just wanted to join the group. I wasn't really concerned about title or job. I just wanted to get in with the team. I've kind of gotten to know Mike Pease, our CEO, and Rebecca Ruiz, who's our Director of Operations. They're great people.
Yep.
So I always kind of feel like it's who you work with more than even what you do that makes your day go really
fun.
great.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to join and so honored that they offered me a position to work with them.
No, you must know Michaela Serto then.
I do.
She's been on the show, and she's been working with us in Ripley on our Safe Streets program.
Yes.
And I co-wrote a little grant to get some sidewalks replaced in Ripley.
Nice.
So she's been working with us. Yeah, so that's the connection with CCHN and Chautauqua Center. Okay, now a lot of people might be listening and they're going like the Chautauqua Center, and those are words that may or may not be familiar to them. So can you roll back our little tape a little bit and tell us a little bit of a historical approach to this?
I'd love to.
Okay.
So when we talk about all the great things about Chautauqua County, of course there's some parts of Chautauqua County that need improvement. And one of the biggest concerns for locals here is that we are kind of a medically underserved population.
I agree.
We are actually federally designated as a health professional shortage area. And CCHN worked with the Health Foundation of Central and Western New York all the way a decade ago to start surveying the population, and it was determined that we were the largest area in the nation that did not have a federally qualified health center, otherwise known as an FQHC. An FQHC is basically a community health center that is funded by the federal government, often state health department as well, and it is a way to kind of bridge the gap in medically underserved areas. So in 2013, the Chautauqua Center opened as the FQHC for this area.
And is that just Chautauqua County?
It is just Chautauqua County, but it may move to other regions depending on where the need arises.
All right. In other words, it could touch Cattaraugus or spill into Pennsylvania or wherever.
We're not limited to Chautauqua County, but one thing that is kind of a goal for the leadership is to kind of start somewhere, do it really well, and then consider expanding after that. So they started in Dunkirk, 2013. They opened a clinic there. It was primary care. And that means basically family medicine.
Right.
That could be provided by a medical doctor, a nurse practitioner, or a physician assistant.
Okay.
And Dunkirk was a great place to start. One of the biggest features of an FQHC is that it has to have a sliding fee scale. So that allows people to get services at a reduced rate, and we figure that all out based on their income and family size.
Okay.
We also have other kind of stringent rules that we have to follow. We have to offer insurance enrollment for people. So anybody and everybody can come through our doors and meet with one of our certified application counselors and be shown everything that they might be eligible for insurance-wise. This is all free. And from there, they could take that insurance and go see any provider, wherever they want to go.
So this is insurance counseling?
It's insurance counseling, and the actual application process can happen right there with one of our staff.
Okay, now I know that the Office for the Aging does this as well. Are you in conjunction with them at all?
We do. We work with a lot of different community organizations. There are several different groups that have these insurance counselors.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes someone will refer to us if they need a bilingual or Spanish-speaking counselor, because we do have the Spanish speakers at every level of our organization, including the insurance enrollment.
That's important, absolutely. Okay, good to know that. All right.
So once the Dunkirk site was up and running, every year since 2013, we've either opened a new site or added a new service.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a process to demonstrate to our funders that first you have to kind of show what the need is and give them data, and then we're able to justify funding, and then we can add. So the first thing they added was behavioral health services in Dunkirk.
What does that mean?
That's basically counseling. We have master's level counselors who provide therapeutic sessions with someone that might have anything from depression to a substance abuse disorder.
A lot of people forget that when you have children in school, they have the school counselor, the social worker, they work with them. 18 years of age, they graduate, and then they're on their own.
Yeah.
And all that service goes away, right?
Yes.
So this could pick up from there?
This could pick up from there. It could also serve a young person who is maybe struggling with different issues that their school counselor just doesn't have enough time to help them with.
Or it's at a level that's pretty intense.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
There's only so much you can do in the school.
So there's a lot of screenings now for young people that might show that they need that extra help to be successful in school and in life. Our services start at age 5 and go up from there.
Wow.
And if someone was younger than age 5 and needed some extra help, that's oftentimes like a parent will bring the child in and they have a session in
So
that
like
way.
a family-centered type
Yes,
thing.
yes. So our journey really started with those two core services. As we've expanded, we moved into Jamestown about 4 years ago, and we added things like care coordination. We added a retail pharmacy for our patients, and even now we're looking into other services for the future. Some on the radar are chiropractor and optometry.
Okay, can we go back to care coordination?
Yes.
Maybe folks don't know what that means.
Kind of a big word for someone who provides some of the more ancillary soft services to go with the medical services.
Okay.
So a care coordinator might travel with a patient to a surgery to help them through that process. Our care coordinators also speak Spanish.
Okay.
So we've had people go like to Roswell with their client and sit through a procedure with them, translating to those staff there. The care coordinator might set up transportation for someone. They might go into the home and check on people in between appointments.
Just like a guardian angel.
A little bit. In the private sector, it could be something that would be offered through home care services. But with our program, it's an internal referral from a provider, and based on their insurance or their income, this would be, in most cases, free of charge for our patient.
Okay. I'm thinking how important that is for someone that maybe is elderly or someone is, as you say, maybe bilingual and hasn't quite got the total grasp of the English language. And when you get into a medical procedure that's really complex, that's pretty scary for those folks. So I could well imagine that this person could really fill an unbelievably calming role.
They do, and Alicia coined a really great term of explaining it. She says they're kind of like the gears that keep the Chautauqua Center moving, because a lot of our patients struggle with other aspects of their lives. They may not have the safety or health priority in their life to advocate for themselves. And let's face it, all of us can sometimes struggle advocating for ourselves with scary situations. Insurance to a procedure, these are overwhelming experiences for people, and it's a time of crisis sometimes. So having that friendly face, that kind of support there, is a really big part of what helps our patients get the care that they need.
So my takeaway from all this so far in our conversation is you're not competing with hospitals, you're actually working with them.
We do.
Okay.
We are one other tool in the toolbox in Chautauqua County. So we are not a hospital. We are a community health center that is more often for people that are in a preventative or routine appointment. So, you know, if someone needs an emergency surgery, they're not coming to us. But we are able to get them to that emergency surgery or help connect them with those resources. So we follow our patient through every step that they're going through.
That's great. A question came through while you were talking. I know you do dental work.
Yes.
Not you, but I mean the center does. And the question was, excuse me, do you offer plans for services for braces?
We don't have braces or orthodontics, I believe is what it's called. So it kind of ties in with your last statement. We are a kind of a core service provider, but we partner with specialists all over the county. So if someone came in and they needed braces, we would help refer them to an orthodontist. We could also help get them the dental insurance and coverage that they need to pay for the braces.
Wow.
Our dental services are more like cleanings, filling cavities, maybe
Yelling at you for not flossing?
Typically there is the flossing conversation that we all face. Yes.
Okay. Where was I had a question for you. Okay, let me think what it was. All right. I know what it was. In education, we used to have various services, not medical, but other kinds of services, and we called it filling the gap. And this is what is like resonating in my mind right now, is that you're filling in this gap that's between the primary doctor, the hospital, and maybe even the school and the nursing home type thing. I know I painted a wide path there, but there's holes in the system if you're not there.
And the good thing is we also have the primary doctors as well. So there's kind of a special designation that we have. It's called a patient-centered medical home. And the goal of a patient-centered medical home is to get all of the services under one roof for our clients. So I can't wait to tell you more about our new building, and that's kind of the culmination of all of this. But basically, you could come in, you could see your primary care doctor with us, you could see your dentist with us, and you could get those other extra services as well. So we've got it all in almost like a one-stop shop.
I'm going to come back to one stop. I already wrote it down here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay. Earlier, you mentioned that our area was medically underserved. Okay. And I've been banging the drum, if you will, for women's services. And no one, I don't think, will argue with me in this county that we don't have enough services for women's health. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. One of the biggest issues with all of these shortages is the difficulty in recruiting providers to our area in general.
Right.
And that's a bigger picture issue. It's an economic development issue. It's a workforce issue. People are, kind of excited about going to big cities, working in big hospitals. And, there's a give and take of that.
Yeah,
we talked about the low cost of living here. So the really cool benefit of an FQHC is that we can offer a different kind of incentive to recruit providers that other groups can't. So one thing that we do is we partner with the National Health Service Corps, and we are able to help pay off student loans.
That's huge.
For doctors,
huge.
nurse practitioners, psychiatrists, RNs.
How about retired superintendents?
We'll see what we can do. We also have some other special things like we provide malpractice coverage
That's
for our
that's
providers.
huge. Oh my gosh.
And so we cover recertification costs for our providers. And
Wow.
so we have become a sort of a special group that can bring people in that may not have been interested in coming to our area before.
Right. Well, I happen to know, personally, people that are in the medical field and what their student loans cost, their malpractice insurances, and we're not talking hundreds, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars here. So that's huge. And that's usually just a stumbling block.
It is. It's why people tend to gravitate towards the larger cities where they can charge larger fees for their service. And it's also hard for a new provider to set up their own practice because of those costs.
Well, and I remember various people in my profession, they say, hey, I got this big fat job downstate and I'm making all this money. I go, yeah, but a burger is $7 and a cup of coffee is $4 and it takes you an hour and a half, as you said, to go 5 miles. I said, looks great to me. I'm going to stay here where the housing is like a third and the taxes are, a third and the air is good and got Lake Erie and Chautauqua at our fingertips. It's choice. Okay, so women's health was underserved. What other areas were underserved in this original thinking?
Basically, primary care services, so medical doctors, as well as psychiatry is a big issue here.
Huge.
And then lastly, dental.
Okay.
So we are excited that we have a psychiatrist, we have a nurse practitioner in psychiatry, we have doctors. I made a list for myself.
That's okay.
We have 33 providers, and that is considered the counselors, the doctors, the nurse practitioners, and the psychiatrists.
Really grown in a short period of time.
We have 140 staff people all together.
Mackerel.
So we're also a kind of a job creation engine. We
Economic development unto yourself.
Yes. So we provide those opportunities, and these aren't entry-level jobs. These are career paths for people. These are places where they can come in, they can get a good pay, they can get training, and move up through the ranks.
Okay, super. Hold on a second and get your breath. All right. Folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and my guest today is Sara Gilbert, and she's a marketing specialist from the Chautauqua Center. And I've had no phone calls. I had one email. So if you do have a question about this or there's something burning in your mind about what's going on here, give us a call at 753-5225. We've got some pictures that I think we want to talk about. So we did a lot of talking. So let's keep in mind that for our folks on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, they can't see what we're doing, but we can describe what we're looking at. Okay? So Jeff, roll that film. Okay.
Okay, so the biggest thing that's happened at the Chautauqua Center lately is the opening of a 77,000 square foot building in Brooklyn Square in Jamestown.
That's huge.
This is an awesome new development, and we opened the doors in June.
Okay, so what we're looking at, it looks to me as like 3 receptions.
This is when you first get off the elevator. You're going to see this reception area, and you can see Tracy, and our other front desk staff. They are checking people in. They speak Spanish and English, and from there our patients go on to the different sections in the building.
Now this is a Jamestown site?
This is our Jamestown
What's the
site.
address there? Did you already say it?
No, we are at 107 Institute Street.
Okay.
It's where the old Artone factory used to be, and it's a brand new construction build. So I wanted to show off some of the scenes of our new building.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we love our new building. We have 42 medical exam rooms in our building. We have space for group counseling, individual counseling.
Did you say 42 examining rooms?
42 exam rooms.
Wow.
I know.
That's huge.
We have a retail pharmacy.
Okay.
We have 12 dental rooms.
All right. So let's talk about the pharmacy for a minute.
Yes.
All right, so can anybody off the street just go in there and get a prescription filled, or?
The goal is that will be the case in the future. Right now, our pharmacy serves our patients.
Okay.
And
kind of like closed loop there.
a little bit, yeah. We're in discussion with other groups to form contracts to be able to kind of bridge or fill the gap in other areas. But currently, what happens is our patient will get a prescription ordered in their appointment, and then they can get it filled right there at our office.
It's that one-stop thing.
It's a one-stop thing. Our pharmacy also has a delivery service. So for routine prescriptions, they get delivered out weekly, monthly, however the person has it scheduled.
Oh, nice.
And with that federal funding, we have a special designation to be able to offer the 340B discount drug program. And that is getting prescriptions at a fraction of the cost that you would see at a standard retail pharmacy.
Super. The question came through, are all the examining rooms on the same floor, the dentist, the primary care?
Yes. So we've laid out the building. Everything's on the first floor that the patients would be using. Okay. So there's a primary care wing, a dental wing, and a behavioral health wing.
Wow, nice.
We'd love to tour you if you're interested. We're setting up tours. Yesterday I did a tour for 18 people from the Jamestown Community Learning Council, and we showed them everything. What we have in our building on the second floor is a big empty box that we are custom fitting to different groups that are going to lease the space from us. And these are groups that our patients also use. So social services and other types of nonprofits.
Good space is hard to come by. So good.
And bringing people into Jamestown.
How many floors is this building?
It's a 3-floor building.
So upstairs administrative offices?
Third floor is administrative offices. We have also a community kitchen. We have big community training rooms. We have group counseling rooms and space that community organizations could use for like a big event or a meeting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
How many do you think it would hold?
I got that question yesterday. I don't know the occupancy for the different rooms.
So 50 people?
50 to 100.
Okay.
We have a large room that I think about 100 would fit.
Fair enough.
And then everybody has access to our parking lot, which is under the building.
Oh.
So we've got that on-site parking, which is really nice too.
Okay, let's roll some more pictures here, Jeff.
Okay.
Let's keep them coming.
So this is a shot of our providers in Jamestown. We do have 18 providers in Jamestown, so this is just a group of them, but some of our most beloved providers that see patients every day.
Okay, so there's 6 of them.
Each one of these people has a sort of a different title, a different specialty. A few of them are locals who came back to practice here. And so we're very lucky to have a dedicated group who are really good with patients. There's a different level of bedside manner that we provide, I'd say. A real warm and fuzzy approach. So yeah, those are some of our highest level staff.
Okay, let's hold because we have a phone call.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, caller.
Well, good morning.
Oh, Linda.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Doc. How are you this gorgeous, glorious Saturday
Couldn't be
morning?
finer. How are you?
I'm doing just great. It's great to see you on the show, Sarah, and hear about all the wonderful services that you provide at the Chautauqua Center.
Thanks.
I would also like to mention that we have Hire the Older Worker recognition, and especially this week coming up, starting the 22nd, where we appreciate the values of the mature worker. And today is the day of the Alzheimer's Walk.
That's right. It's going on right now, isn't it?
Right now. It started at 9 o'clock in Dunkirk.
And Chautauqua Sunrise is a proud sponsor of that as well.
Yes. And Office for Aging is tied with another agency. So we'll see who the which group brings in the greatest amount of funds.
All right. Linda, Sarah and I were talking about interagency cooperation. Have you had much experience with the Chautauqua Center so far?
Not yet, but I plan to. Sarah, we have a senior employment program where we have qualified people that I can set up agreements at a host site, government, or not-for-profit, like yourself, I believe.
Yes.
And we can put a person there, and they're on our payroll for a period of time, and hopefully they'll get back into the workforce again or transfer to the workforce and find a better paying job either at the host site or another place.
I'm Linda's TV recruiter.
Doc is my job developer.
I'm the job developer. We've got a few people jobs, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Linda, we should get in touch, have you come do a tour and talk about that in more detail.
Yes.
Well, while we're at it, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the phone number they can?
Sure. We have 2 phone numbers in the county. Our Jamestown number is 716-484-4334. And in Dunkirk, people can call 716-363-6050.
All right, 484-4334.
Yes.
363-6050.
You got it.
And that's really terrific for us that you have 2 sites, North and South County places, because that gives us more options to provide you with someone.
All right.
Good. Sounds good.
All right, so I'll let the 2 of you get together this week, and you'll have to tell me how that all works out, Lynn.
Oh, I certainly will, and I'm sure Sarah will.
Okay, anything else?
No, just have a wonderful day. It's absolutely glorious outside.
Excellent. And well, enjoy the last of summer and enjoy the beginning of fall.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, have a great weekend.
All right, Lynn, thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so, all right, so there you go. I got you some help maybe.
Perfect.
All right, so another picture here. We just saw some staff there, some providers. So what else we got? All right, we saw them. And coming up. All right.
Okay, so this is kind of an example of our one of our new exam rooms, and we have Dr. Kidder showing a patient one of her lab results, and just wanted to give you guys kind of a quick look at our brand new space in the actual room where you would get your appointment.
Okay, very good. Keep 'em rolling.
Okay, this is Dr. Pender. She's one of our dentists in Jamestown, and it was kind of a way for me to remember to share that we do offer pediatric dentistry. So this is a young girl who
like
just
a little princess
finished her
unicorn.
appointment, and her mother was so pleased with how it went. This was her first dental appointment, and she shared this photo with us and said we could use it to share with the community.
Great picture.
We try to make all of these experiences less scary for people, and we actually begin seeing young kids as soon as they get their first tooth popping up.
Terrific.
So yeah.
Prevention is the key here. Okay, what else we got? Whoa,
Okay, so
there it is.
this is a view of our new building. This is right along Chautauqua River, and the photo is kind of taken from across the river. We are super excited about the modern look of our building.
Very much so. It looks very European.
Yeah, it's got state-of-the-art facilities. I feel like it also has kind of an industrial chic energy that fits in with the vibe of Jamestown.
What's that on the top left corner?
So top left corner is where I'm
that
going to be
your
hanging
office?
out.
Is that your office?
That is a staff porch. It's adjacent to a large employee lounge where we're going to have couches and place for employees to take a break. We constantly look at how to take care of our employees, how to keep them refreshed and energetic to provide the best care. So we're going to have that little outdoor space that people can go out and get some fresh air on their lunch break.
I bet that's kind of an interesting view from up there looking out across, because there aren't that many tall buildings in the area, and that'd be pretty neat.
We made a new view that didn't exist before, and it's exciting. From the porch, you can see the ducks and the turtles in the river.
Sure.
And of course, we are a new building in the skyline of Jamestown, so we're excited about that.
Very, very good. Now, when was your grand opening? It wasn't very long ago, was it?
We kind of partially opened in June. We brought some of our services over. We brought everything over in the beginning of September, and we have a grand opening party that we're planning for next month.
Oh, nice.
So as soon as I get the final details on
Send it over
when, I'll send it to you so you can
You
share
get to
it.
be on the yellow paper.
I want to be on the yellow paper.
Okay, next slide.
Okay, another picture of an exam room.
Nice, clean,
All
nice
brand
neutral
new
colors,
stuff.
earth tones.
Calming colors.
Yeah. You know, color makes a big difference. I mean, I remember going to places like yellows, and it's like screaming at you.
Yeah.
Or you go into some places like those institutional green is like depressing, but those earth tones are kind of nice and makes you feel relaxed, as you say.
Yeah, there's a psychology to it all.
All right, so what's going on here?
Okay, so I wanted to make sure to share, we do 2 big events each year. We really want to get back to the community with our events. So next month we are celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're having our 3rd annual Mammogrammies. Now this is a play off of the
the
Grammy
Grammys.
Awards and Mammogram, where our attendees can feel like a star.
Okay.
We basically roll out the pink carpet
Cool.
and provide all kinds of fun stuff as an incentive to get an on-site breast exam or a same-day mammogram. So up in Dunkirk, we're partnering with Brooks Hospital for the mammograms, and in Jamestown, a week later, on October 24th, we're partnering with UPMC WCA Chautauqua. And this is special because it's free for people. They come in, they get pedicures, manicures, massages. We do tons of food. We have a DJ, and we really try to make it fun. We give gift cards to everyone who gets a service, just to kind of incentivize people to do their annual checks.
Okay, now we've talked about this here on the show. Men need to be aware of this as well, correct?
It's true. It's not just for women. This is something that can affect men and women. So everyone is welcome, men and women, survivors of breast cancer, or someone who has never had a breast exam in their life, and everyone in between are all welcome.
Okay, and you have another slide, I think, for the other location?
Yeah, I sent you both just in case we had viewers in each area.
Absolutely.
So Jamestown, it's similar for what we're offering.
There we go.
It's October 24th, and it's at our new building.
All right.
So if you haven't seen us yet, that's a good chance to come and check out our new spot.
Okay, Jeff, let's hang on to these two slides for the next few weeks so we can keep talking about this, because we're really high on breast cancer awareness here at the station, so we'll try to do our best to promote that for you. Okay, I'm a new patient. I've never been to your place before. How do I get in, and what do I do?
Okay, you give us a call at our phone number.
Which we talked about.
And either number, they all go to the same central call center,
Okay.
where people answer that speak Spanish and English.
Gotcha.
They will ask you a couple questions about why you want to make an appointment, get your contact information, and schedule an appointment. We are accepting patients at all times.
Okay.
We'll never turn anyone away. We spoke of the sliding fee scale. So if you are interested in that, if you're not insured or underinsured, you would give us a call, let us know you'd like to speak with our certified application counselor. And when you come to your appointment, we would have you fill out the demographic information needed to get you into our sliding fee scale.
Now, do I have
program.
to? How do I prove that I don't have a lot of income? I just bring in pay stubs or something?
We ask for a pay stub. If you're unemployed, you might have an unemployment
Okay, fair
letter.
enough.
But don't let that discourage you from calling or coming in. We do even take walk-ins. We will see you and we will treat you.
And people with modest incomes or good incomes or higher incomes, they're welcome as well?
They are. As soon as I started working at the Chautauqua Center, I became a patient myself, because I feel like you can't sell a service or share a service without knowing it from the inside out. So I have regular insurance, and I am receiving the same level of care as someone who had no insurance. And I've been very happy. I have to say, my provider is Jennifer Wilcox. She's a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
And I feel like I haven't ever had a chance to speak with a provider in such detail and with such honesty
Excellent.
as meeting with Jen the first time.
Sarah, I told you this was going to happen. We're down to a minute. So what would you like folks to know, and what information can you share as we close things up here for today?
Well, I want folks to know that the Chautauqua Center is here to help you. And it can't hurt to give us a call, even if you may not know that we provide a certain service, because we do a lot and it's complicated for people to remember.
Right.
Give us a call. We can send you our list of services. Every day we're looking into new services. So if your back hurts, if you need a prescription, if you want to talk to someone about depression or any other type of thing that you think we might be able to help with, it can't hurt to give us a call. You can
And the
visit our
numbers are?
website. Call us at 716-484-4334. In Dunkirk, it's 716-363-6050.
And I know you're on Facebook because I get your
We're on
messages.
Facebook, and we are at www.thechautauquacenter.org.
Pretty easy. Sara Gilbert has been our guest today. She's a marketing specialist for the Chautauqua Center. And I think we're just about out of time, so I do want to thank you for being my guest today. And just keep the information coming, because we'll just keep sending it out there.
Sounds good.
So have a wonderful last summer, everybody, day here. And enjoy the great weather here in Chautauqua County. And do check out the Chautauqua Center. Take care now. We'll see you next week. There you go. How was that?
Great.